Hello everybody and welcome to Astra Lost in Space episode. What episode are we on? 6? Halfway? I think we're halfway. Jesus, that went fast. But yeah, this episode was mental, you know? They just kept hammering things. They were like, ba-boom, here's one thing. Ba-boom, here's another thing. Oh, and this as well. And ba-boom. And then by the end though, everyone was friends again. That's a good synopsis for this series and life as a whole. You might ba-boom a lot, but at the end, you'll all be friends. Unless you're not. It's not a very good allegory is the word I was looking for. But anyway, let's get on with this episode, because as I said, it was pretty grad. This is just such a good I really enjoyed this show. It's the sleeper hit, I think, this season, because you got the top stuff and you got this, and this is really good. But anyway, let's crack on with the episode. So we begin where we left off, which, if you remember from last week, is Olga pulling a gun on Luca. Remember that? I remembered that. So yeah, that happens, and he says, by the way, I'm not the enemy, just so you know. And I'm like, okay dude, I believe you. Like, I'm actually glad he's not the traitor, because it would have been so obvious for him to have been it. I mean, we'll get there later on, but it was like, ba-boom. But this was like, pwah, you know? He was like, I'm not the traitor, it's personal, I don't like your dad, basically, so I'm going to kill you, so your dad feels the suffering that I have felt. And we understand what that suffering is. So basically, I'm going to my notes because there's a lot to this. Olga had a brother who basically is the only person that was nice to him and he looked up to him and whatever. Then his brother died, committed suicide, but he didn't actually. His brother was like a journalist investigating corrupt politicians and that. He was investigating Luca's dad at the time. So Olga suspects Luca's dad killed him or had him killed, is probably more likely, to cover up some big old secret. And yeah, then Olga trains specifically to kill Luca's dad, and he's going to kill Luca as revenge, to be like, now your dad's going to, you know the pain that I felt of losing someone you care about. And then Luca's like, actually, my dad doesn't care about me. You know, this isn't going to help. And yeah, then we find out, okay, I got to make sure I get this right so I don't step on any toes. So Luca is a boy, or he's what do they call it, intergendered, where they have parts of both a boy and a girl but identifies as a boy. I think I'm getting that right. But yeah, so he opens his chest and he's got boobs, and it's like, but I assume he still has a wee-wee. A wee-wee is a penis, by the way. But yeah, that was pretty like, what? And I guess those interspecies, that's a bit harsh, intergendered people are looked down upon, I guess, because it's not one or the other. I don't know. Is that a real thing? I don't think that. If that's a real thing, I've never heard of it. So I'm not gonna, say anything just in case. I passed science, I swear. But yeah, then an earthquake happens just in the middle of all this. It's like, oh, earthquake, that's not going to come into play. It was obviously going to come into play later, but we'll get there. So yeah, he's male and female biologically. That's hard to say. And then they're like, also I'm adopted. And I'm like, okay, got any other secrets you want to tell, man, Luca? But yeah, then he's like, yeah, my dad wouldn't care about me. Olga's like, what kind of parent wouldn't care about their kid? And he's like, oh wait, I'm like that too. We're best friends because we're like the same. And I was like, and then he's like, okay, I'm not going to kill you. And it's like, okay, problem solved. In this show, one problem gets solved, then another thing immediately happens. That's basically what happened here. So after a little bit of shouting in frustration and anger and all that, a tidal wave comes. Before that though, I've just checked my notes, forgot this happened. Kanata thinks that, at first he's like, is it the reason we were all picked because of our strained parental relationships? But he's like, actually no, some of us like our parents and that, so like that can't be it. So yeah, he's made no progress on that basically. Then there's a big waving coming, just a big old hand waving. No, obviously I mean like a tidal wave. They make for the ship. Olga and Luca didn't make it on the ship. They've been left behind. They're dead now. Take off, mission over. We'll get them next time. No. So they're hanging onto a tree, Olga and Luca. Olga lets go of Luca so he doesn't bring him with him. You know what I mean? He doesn't pull him off as well. You know what I mean? It's like the Lion King. It's not like the Lion King. But yeah, Olga lets go, is ready to die. Kanata airdrops in, saves Olga, and we get like a little bit from him as well. It's like, I'm never going to let anyone die again. And he proper yanks him up. He's like, I've been training for this. It's like, good job. And then they save Luca off screen. He wasn't in that much danger, I guess. He had a tree to look after him. So yeah, everybody's back on the ship. Fun times about. They're all good. They're all good. At this point, they've left the planet, and there's all loads of apologies. Luca's doing some teasing. We get like the state of things now. Before that, though, they have a little bit of conversation about the stuff they've learnt, basically. So Olga's brother was killed. At first, it looked like it was just like political corruption, but then they had they had a little talk about it, and they were like, actually, that happens a lot. So it probably was something deeper than that. I don't know what that deeper thing is, but yeah. So like, okay, so the politician was up to something worse than they initially thought. The brother found out about it, and so he had to die. That's basically what happened. Lets Olga keep the gun. I think he's going to save them later. Like the real traitor's going to like have someone about to kill them, and he's like, he's going to save them, or something like that. That's what I think is going to happen. And then my last note is just everyone is friends again now. I mean, not my last note. We've got a whole last bit of the episode. My last note for this bit: everyone's friends again. There's some teasing. They keep treating Luca like a boy because that's what he wants. It's like, okay, but the boys are sometimes weird, but Luca is also getting on better with the girls now. You know, everyone's getting along. Hooray! Fun times by the crew. But then we get to the last part, and you know, I didn't think we'd get there to this point so soon, but we're there. So, Mr. Chas, the blonde one, is being nice to Arie. I change how I pronounce her name every single week, I'm pretty sure. Arie is what we'll call her. So he's being super nice to her, so she and Kitare is kind of egging her on as well. And like, let's use this to make Kanata jealous and that. It doesn't really work, he's just eating like, I don't know what you call it, one of them sweet snakes. I don't remember what they're called. They've got a name, I know what I mean. But yeah, then they're like, they both like, we both did, was it biology? I can't remember. They said some lesson, they both do it, and then like, there's only one class, and then Arie is like, I don't remember you. And it's like, yeah, it's a big class. It's like, no, I have a photographic memory. I don't remember you. I was like, oh yeah, she does. She does have a photographic memory, doesn't she? So, Shas is the traitor, I guess. I guess. They're like, are you hiding something? So I'm like, he's either the traitor or there's something else he's hiding. And that's what this next episode is going to be about. It's going to be about whatever he's hiding. I don't know who the traitor... my gut is telling me he's the traitor. Out of everybody who we got cleared. I mean, it could still be Olgar. But because they give all their backstory, I think he's probably safe. Shas is probably the most suspicious just because we know the least about him. I think. But after next episode... If next episode is like his backstory and everything about him, and it turns out he's not the traitor, then I don't know what we're going to do. Like, who would I suspect them? The little girl? It could be anyone. Honestly, I'm half thinking it might be Kanata or Arie, just because Arie is always doing the flight logs, so my gut is telling me that could be something. And Kanata is the main character, so I suspect him more. If that makes any sense. I mean, it could just be Shas, but I'm keeping my options open. I don't want to get duped into thinking it's definitely him. Like I did with Olga, I fully believed it was him. They were like, no, it's not me. So now I believe him when he says it's not him. But yeah, I'm excited. This is probably the best Wednesday show. And Wednesday, I'm watching the 4 things on a Wednesday. This is the best one by some distance, actually. By To Infinity and Beyond, because space. Get it? Haha. Well, anyway, that'll do it for this video. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and stuff. There's a million other reviews on the channel, so check them out. It's not actually a million, I was just inflating. That's what we do. Anyway, I will see you guys next week, and bye guys.